Brought to you by...
We have seen countless films in countless subgenres, all with goals and motivations to make us feel something, to explore themes and envelop us into the feelings that the characters are experiencing. The found footage genre is not one known across the wide range for delivering on this goal. However, every now and then we find one that aims for the fences, and lays the plans in place just so perfectly to pull off something that leaves a truly lasting impression. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. For the past couple of months, I have endlessly heard about a film that recently emerged seemingly from the ether. A feature film that is available completely for free here on YouTube. Reviews for the film have been popping up everywhere, on channels like Chris Stuckman, Sinister Cinema, and so on. And I continue to hear pretty strong opinions about it, all leaning toward the positive. Milk and Cereal is a sharp, unsettling horror film that delves into the darker side of internet fame and the chilling consequences of social media pranks gone wrong. Directed by Curry Barker, this 2024 film succeeds in merging modern anxieties with traditional horror elements, offering a cautionary tale that is as much about the human psyche as it is about the consequences of our actions.
Wait and see it all play out.
This film revolves around a popular social media duo, who we know through their nicknames Milk and Seven, known for their outrageous and often dangerous pranks. Their latest stunt, intended as a surprise birthday prank, spirals out of control, leading to absolutely horrifying results. What starts as an innocent game quickly descends into chaos, forcing the duo to confront not only the consequences of their actions, but also reveals to us the reality of who they truly are. Crafted on an estimated minimal budget of only $800, this one relied on Barker's script to be tightly woven, balancing the horror of the situation with an exploration of guilt, responsibility, and the fragility of online personas. The film touches on the pressures of maintaining social media fame, and the often blurred line between entertainment and exploitation. As the story progresses, it becomes clear that the true horror lies not just in the terrifying events that are unfolding, but in the psychological unraveling of the characters as they grapple with the consequences of their actions. The production was a collaborative effort that brought together a mix of experienced and emerging talent, resulting in a film that combines classic horror techniques with contemporary themes. Curry Barker takes his own unique approach to horror, conceiving the idea after noticing the growing trend of social media pranks and the often dangerous lengths people will go for online fame. Barker wanted to explore the consequences of actions through a horror lens, crafting a narrative that would resonate with audiences familiar with the pressures of maintaining a digital presence. Visually, Milk and Cereal is a treat for horror fans. Barker uses a combination of primarily handheld cameras, aiming to create a sense of immediacy and claustrophobia, through the subgenre that we have all come to know as found footage. The film's setting, a seemingly ordinary suburban apartment, becomes a nightmarish landscape as the events spiral out of control. The use of lighting and shadows is particularly effective, adding to the sense of dread that permeates the film. One of the film's strengths is in its pacing. At just over 90 minutes, Milk and Cereal doesn't overstay its welcome. The tension builds steadily, with Barker expertly ratcheting up the stakes as the film progresses. From a psychological perspective, the film is a commentary on how the pressures of social media and the pursuit of online validation can distort reality, leading to catastrophic and overwhelming consequences. Our protagonists are trapped in the cycle of constantly needing to outdo themselves to maintain their online popularity. The obsessive need for validation becomes their primary motivation, blinding them to the potential dangers of their actions. Psychologically, this theme explores the concept of narcissism and dependency on external validation. The character's self-worth is increasingly tied to their online personas, leading to a gradual erosion of their moral boundaries. The prank that sets off the chain of events is a manifestation of their desperate need to stay relevant, though this is slightly overshadowed by a much larger revelation later in the film. The film delves into the theme of guilt, examining how the characters grapple with the realization that their actions have led to real-world harm. Seven, in particular, begins to exhibit signs of paranoia and anxiety, as he becomes consumed by what he has done. Additionally, the film also explores the fragmentation of identity, particularly how characters' online personas diverge from their real selves. In the beginning, Seven is the more dominant of the duo, often pushing the boundaries of their pranks to maintain their popularity. Psychologically, Seven exhibits traits of narcissism and obsessive-compulsive behaviors. As the horror begins to unfold, Seven's facade begins to crack, revealing deep-seated fear of losing control, as the pressure of consequences begins to bear down on him. His journey can be viewed as one of confronting his own vulnerability and the destructive nature of his obsession with fame. Milk is initially portrayed as a more cautious and reluctant partner, often going along with pranks. He is the more timid and reserved member of an otherwise extroverted group. In some ways, psychologically, Milk's journey is one of codependency. As the narrative progresses, Milk's character turn is the sharpest of them all, as we are slowly placed into his intricate game, living it through his twisted video diaries, or vlogs. As a modern genre piece, Milk and Cereal exemplifies the evolution of horror in the digital age, where the genre increasingly reflects contemporary anxieties and social changes. Cory Barker's film stands out as a work that not only embraces the traditional elements of horror, but also innovates within the genre by addressing the unique fears and pressures of the 21st century. The film successfully marries classic horror tropes with modern thematic concerns. The film taps into age-old horror motifs, such as guilt and consequence, but it does so through a distinctly modern lens. The central premise, where a social media prank spirals out of control, is inherently tied to the digital era. In this way, the film bridges the gap between traditional horror and contemporary life, making the genre more relevant to modern audiences. Barker's use of familiar horror elements, such as psychological unraveling, ensures that the film remains accessible to genre enthusiasts, while also offering fresh, timely commentary. The horror genre has always been a mirror, reflecting society's deepest fears. It also explores the idea that we truly know nothing about these people we watch online every day. We'll never know who they truly are behind closed doors, unless they reveal that side of themselves to us as their audience. The film speaks to a generation that has grown up with the internet, where the lines between reality and digital personas are increasingly blurred. This is a distinctly modern concern, one that didn't exist in the same way in earlier horror films. By focusing on the consequences of social media actions, Milk and Cereal positions itself as a horror film for the digital age, where the dangers are as much psychological and reputational as they are physical. While psychological horror has been a staple of the genre, Milk and Cereal reinterprets it within the context of digital communication and online life. The film adds a new layer to the psychological horror genre, where the fear stems not only from external threats, but from the internal pressures of maintaining an idealized version of oneself online. The choice to focus on the mental strain caused by living a digital life is a landmark of modern horror, where the genre often explores how technology and the internet affect mental health and human relationships. Barker taps into this by showing how the characters' mental states deteriorate under the weight of their online personas and the guilt of what they have done. Modern horror often plays with audience expectations. This is no exception. While the film may start with a familiar setup, it quickly subverts expectations by introducing deeper psychological and moral complexities. The film critiques the performative nature of social media, the shallow pursuit of fame, and the ethical lapses that can occur when people prioritize digital validation over real-world consequences. This layer of social commentary is a key characteristic of modern horror, where films often serve as allegories for contemporary issues. By embedding these themes within a horror narrative, Barker ensures that Milk and Cereal resonates with audiences on a deeper level. The genre has increasingly become a platform for exploring social, political, and psychological issues, and Milk and Cereal contributes to that trend by addressing the implications of our digital lives. This film uses its plot to explore the psychological toll of modern digital life, framing it within a horror narrative that keeps the audience engaged while delivering a deeper commentary on the dangers of social media and the consequences of reckless behavior, while also simultaneously taking us on an American Psycho-style journey that delves into the very nature of who we really are, in contrast to who we show ourselves to be online. Well, friends, that's gonna be all for now. As always, I implore you to check out this film for yourself. I've placed a link down in the description on where you can check out this film for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe for more content, and if you really want to help support this channel, come find us on Patreon. Every little bit helps this channel grow and gets us closer to that goal of being able to make videos like this for you full time. Until next time, stay safe. Maybe don't play pranks. And for that matter, don't trust your best friends. And as always, thanks for watching.